Hey everyone, welcome back to my another video about speed in the software developer world. As I said in the previous part, one of the most time-consuming part of designing and coding a website is its authentication system. I also talked about some solution to increase the speed of coding authentication system. One of that package introduced in the previous section is Django-allauth tool. So in this part, I want to talk about Django-allauth tool. But what we will learn in this part? In this part, we're gonna learn about what is exactly Django-allauth tool, how to set up a simple login system with Django-allauth tool, and how to set up a simple login, social login system with Django-allauth tool. If you know how to set up Django-allauth tool in your application, and in your website, it is not necessary to follow this part. First of all, let's talk about the first question. What is exactly Django-allauth tool? I think the best answer for this question is given by the documentation of Django-allauth tool. Integrated set of Django application addressing, authentication, registration, account management, for example, email verification, login, registration, logout, and etc. And also third-party or social account authentication, for example, Google account authentication, or Twitter, or Facebook, and etc. Now we're gonna set up a simple login or authentication system for Django application with Django-allauth tool. For this purpose, I used PyCharm IDE. PyCharm is one of the best IDE for Python application. You can download and install PyCharm from the PyCharm website. I wrote it in the description just below. Okay. First of all, we should configure Python interpreter or virtual environment. I use Python 3.9 as my base interpreter, but you can use any version of Python that you like. For example, in my computer, I installed Python 3.9, 3.7, 3.6, and 3.5. Preferably use a higher version of Python in your project. Wait some seconds. Now our virtual environment set in our project. Now we install Django. Pip install Django. After installing Django project, now we start our Django project. Django admin, start project, login. Now Django login project is created, and I go to Django-allauth tool documentation and follow documentation. First of all, we should install Django-allauth for our project. After installing Django-allauth tool, we should add authentication backend to our Django setting. Okay, after that we should add some application to our install app list. We have also some optional install app that we can add it to our install app list This is related to social login, and we don't need it at this moment, and we will talk about it in the second section of this video. Let's continue. We should add also site ID for Django-allauth tools. This section is about social login, and we don't need it at this moment. After all, we should add URL in our URL file. Add include from Django URL. Okay, that's it. Now we have to migrate our Python project. We got an error about auth application. We go to setting, find out. It said we duplicate auth application, so we don't need auth, we don't need messages, and also the other application is not duplicated. Okay, migrate my project again. After migration, now we create super user. Some username such as admin, some email such as admin assign gmail.com, some password such as admin, and that's it. Now we run our server. Go to login page. Enter admin and admin username and password, and then sign in. You can see we go to profile page. We don't create any profile page, so we get not found error, but we'll log in for find out that we'll log in. We go to logout page. As you saw, we can click on sign out and now log in again to our page. That's it. Without any coding and just by using Django-allauth tool, we create authentication system for our website. This is not just a simple authentication system that can be easily created in a matter of seconds. To better understand this, let's take a look at the documentation. We go to configuration section of our Django-allauth tool. As you can see, we have a lot of configuration that we can use in our authentication system. For example, we can use Django email require for our sign up system. For better realization, let's check out before adding this line of code. Sign up has an optional email. We can sign up without any inserting any email in our email input. But if we add email required, as you can see and refresh it, we can see that email is not optional and we should add it, we must add it for sign up to our website. Now let's check out configuration section of Django-allauth documentation with more detail. We have some important options. For example, email verification. By default it is optional, but we can change it to mandatory. For better realization, we first sign up with optional verification email. Enter some email, some password, and then sign up is complete. Enter our password. That's fine. We go to profile page and it's really amazing without any email verification. Now change it our email verification to mandatory. First, log out from this user and change email verification to mandatory. For getting verification email in developer mode, we can use email backend package to get it in our console. Then we refresh sign up page. After filling sign up form, we push sign up button, and as you can see, we get to verify your email address to sign up to the website. Let's check out sign in page. As you can see, we don't redirect it to the profile page. We should and we must verify our email address. Go to the console. You can see specific URL to verify our email address and our console. Push the confirm button. Now if we fill sign in page, then push the sign in button. As you can see, we're redirected to profile page. Django-allauth will decrease time to code authentication system. Just think how long it took us to code the email verification page. Now let's go back to the document. There is many other options in the configuration section that can be used. For example, account login attempt limits, account login attempt timeout, and etc. You can read configuration section in the Django-allauth documentation for more detail. I don't want to talk about it with more detail. Now let's talk about another section in the Django-allauth documentation. Provider is used for social login, and I will talk about it in the next part of this section. Signal is another important section in Django-allauth tool. We can use the signal to send a notification when, for example, the user log in, log out, sign up, and etc. We have two parts, one for common account that I created in this part, and another for social login that I will talk about it in the next section. Okay, the next section in this documentation is view. You can change default view of Django-allauth, but I don't need it. It's not really common to change view. Another section is form. If you want to change default form of Django-allauth, you can use this section. And one of the most important section is template. As you can see, for example, default template of login, logout, and etc. is really disgusting. You can change it with the template part. It is a really important part. Don't forget to read about templates. And the next section is decorator. This section is really useless because the work that this section does can be done using the configuration section. It is only one decorator in this section, email verified decorator, that I did it in the configuration with change to mandatory. Okay, advanced usage, you can read about advanced usage. In this tutorial is a really simple tutorial, and I don't want to talk about advanced usage, and another section is not really important. Okay, in this part I talked about Django-allauth tool, and I created a simple login, logout, and authorization and authentication system. In the next section I will talk about Django social login with Django-allauth tool. With your request, I'm making an e-commerce tutorial in Fast API. If you have any suggestion and you want to learn anything, don't forget to leave comment about it. Thank you. Thank you for watching my videos. If you like my videos, don't forget to push the like button, subscribe my channel, share my content with your friends, and leave comment about my content. Even a small comment can encourage me to create more videos.